going on here with the knobs. Exactly like a Les Paul, a good Les Paul should be. Good value, I think. Really good value. Yeah. It's got it all going on, hasn't it? It's got it all going on. Hi everyone, thank you for clicking through. Thanks for joining us. Today we are looking at the Epiphone Les Paul 59, the collaboration that Epiphone have done with the Gibson custom shop to make what they claim is the closest ever reproduction to the historic 1959 Les Paul that Epiphone have ever done. So let's have a look at this guitar. It's a mahogany body, a mahogany neck. It's got a maple cap and a maple veneer, which is quite nice and attractive, really. So they call it aged, an aged finish. It's matte. It's not kind of rubbed like the custom shop aged ones, but it's a pretty good, you know, nod to that, really. I imagine once it gets a little bit, you know, handsy, if you like, it'll start looking a little bit cooler. It's maybe a little bit shiny at the moment, but it's actually a lot more attractive than I thought it was going to be. The hardware's not aged at all, just normal. It's got the, you know, the proper vintage style, Kluson style tuners, and the I think they're single ring knobs, which is great, so that's all looks correct. It's got this medallion on the back to commemorate. It's a limited edition. It says limited edition, Epiphone limited edition, so that's pretty cool. I mean, it's a nice thing. There's lots of detail, like the scratch plate has got no bevel on it. It's kind of got a flat edge like the vintage ones. And this does have all proper hand-wired CTS potentiometers, nice 50s style wiring apparently, and a Switchcraft knob. So real good quality hardware to match the Gibson burst bucker 2 and 3 pickups. So electronics of this are all, you know, really pucker. You know, certainly probably better than many Gibson Les Paul standards, and close to the Gibson historic 59s, 58s, 59s, except they would have custom bucker pickups, which would probably be a step up the food chain to these. It's got the Epiphone, what they call the lock tone bridge and stop bar tailpiece. I imagine they're standard Epiphone parts. This is the aged dark burst. I think there are only 2 colours here in the UK. This one and the heritage cherry. I fancied this. I think this seems to be the most popular one by judging by what's left in for sale, which isn't very much, which is why I needed to grab this before it was too late. And that's one of my excuses. You need it, you know, I've been gassing after one of these. Some of my viewers have been pretty much taunting me with the stories of their 59s have arrived and how brilliant they are. And I was in two minds because I only recently got the Les Paul Standard 50s, which I reviewed recently, and which, if you've seen that, you'll know I'm really sold on that. It's brilliant. And I thought, oh yeah, I'll get it. But you know, £749 the retail price. But I'm glad I actually got this for £699 from Guitar in the UK, and I think this is one of the last ones, or perhaps the last one that they had. These are selling out very quickly. And a according to what people have said in reviews across the board, it's not surprising. So I'm really looking forward to plugging this in and having a play and seeing what it's like, seeing if it does live up to that, you know, hype, if you like. Before we do that, I'll just say that this, I'm not going to go into any more nerdy, specky details on this today, i.e. I'm not going to weigh it today, measure the necks, specs. I'm not going to photograph the inside and stuff today, but I'm going to do that next week. The plan for this is to make it earn its keep. So today we're going to review this guitar. It's going to be an overview, and we're going to play this guitar and see what it sounds like, and then we'll summarise in the end our first impressions. And then next week we're going to compare it to a Gibson Custom Shop R8 that I'm lucky enough to own, and we're going to do a proper back-to-back comparison. We're going to compare like for like all the nerdy stuff, the details. And we'll do some photography, close-up stuff inside and up the skirt of both guitars, and we'll do a sound comparison. We'll do some proper playing of both of them side by side, to see how they compare, see how this stacks up with the Gibson burst bucker pickups in it. And then part 3, which will probably be the following week, we're going to fit some boutique PAF pickups to this guitar. I've been lucky enough to come across a set of Monty's boutique pickups. We'll go into that story in part 3, and we're going to talk to Matt Gleason from Monty's as well, who can tell us a little bit more about the pickups that we're going to fit. But the fact that I got those pickups it gave me the extra little push I needed to press buy and buy this, because I thought, well, this is a fantastic guitar by all accounts to take it that little bit further, you know, to spend perhaps a few extra £100 on it, and see what it can become, and look at the finer points that might set the historic Gibsons apart, or might not. Will be interesting to find out, I think. So okay, enough for that. This is part 1. That's what the guitar looks like. That's the basic info. Let's plug it in, see what it sounds like. All right? See you in a minute. So first off, the unplugged sound of this is great. It's got a really nice airy ring to it. So that bodes well. So we're using the Marshall JCM 900 today. No drive pedals at all. As obviously there's quite a lot of gain on the amp, so we've got it dialed in, hopefully, into a nice sort of sweet kind of. Let's have a listen. So on the neck pickup, nice throaty, and clean it up a little bit, dull that off. So should do what a Les Paul does, that. And on the bridge, controls are great, they work all the way through the range. Tone. The best thing to do is put it into context, I think, isn't it? So, some things. Les Paul. What I'm noticing is it, actually like my R8, which you'll see next week, it's got a lot of bite to it. It's when I say bite, it bites you. You've really got to watch. You can't just go flat out with it like a lot of guitars. You know, just dial it up and off you go. It kind of, it's got sweet spots. It's got a lot going on here with the knobs. Exactly like a Les Paul, a good Les Paul should be. And you can get a lot of different sounds out of it. I have got the tube screamer on now, but that's the difference. Without the tube screamer, with it's just gives it that little bit. That little bit of Led Zepp, I suppose. I think that's enough of that. So, it's fucking great, isn't it? It really feels like a good Les Paul. Good value, I think. Really good value. Yeah. It's got it all going on, hasn't it? Got it all going on. I'm impressed. I really am impressed. Particularly, I think this control setup, you know, the attention to detail they put in, obviously putting a proper hand-wired gubbins in and Gibson burst bucker pickups that are obviously they've chosen properly. It makes quite a difference. It really, yeah, and it's really lively. So yeah, wow. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how this competes with the Gibson Custom Shop R8. It's not an R9, unfortunately. I've got an R8, but pretty much the same really, apart from the neck on my R8's a bit chunkier. But we'll go into that next episode, if you like, next episode, which I'm pretty sure will be next week. Part 2 of this is next week. So if you haven't, if you're not following the channel, subscribing and getting notifications, you know, you might want to click subscribe and enable your notifications. But I know people keep saying ring the bell, but it's not really like that, is it? You've got to choose to receive notifications when a channel uploads. I'm uploading videos every single week, pretty much, or that's been what's happening, and that's the plan going forward. So you know, keep checking back, 'cause it's very easy to lose track of a channel on YouTube. And if you like the sort of thing that we're doing, try not to lose us, because the algorithm doesn't always work. You know, you might get offered, you know, this week you're offered me, and you might want to see me again. You might not, which is fine. But if you do, you know, next week YouTube might offer you Jim Davidson looking around his yacht instead, for some bizarre reason. And you might forget, you know, you might get so engrossed in that you might forget that this channel's on. And that'd be a shame, because I wouldn't like to lose you as a viewer. Anyway, we've got more fun coming up in part 2, which will be next week, when we take this apart and look at the nerdy details and compare that with the Gibson Custom Shop R8, and then we'll do some playing with both guitars to see what they sound like. And then, as I said, in part 3, the week following, we're going to change these pickups for some high-end boutique Monty's PAF pickups that they're going to tell us all about. And so the story's going to continue, and hopefully we'll get our money's worth from this guitar. I'm feeling that it's been a more than justified purchase already, so I'm really pleased that I did. I got peer pressured into doing it, and well, my gas, you know, my guitar addiction just did what it always does really. It managed to find numerous ways to justify me spending money that I could ill afford on another fabulous guitar. So there you go. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Ta-ra.